This is Everything Philadelphia, brought to you by Philadelphian TV, sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com. I am Pistol Buzz. A Philadelphia judge who once sparked controversy by jailing the rapper Meek Mill for probation violations has been transferred to civil court and had all her pending criminal cases reassigned, a highly unusual move that the judge has called unlawful as she attempts to have it reversed. The unfolding legal battle is the latest chapter in a months-long conflict between Common Pleas Court Judge Janice Brinkley and judicial leadership, a feud that began in part over questions about whether Brinkley was showing up to the courthouse on time or managing her caseload effectively. Since the reassignment, lawyers and judges who have reviewed dozens of Brinkley's cases have discovered a history of her appearing to impose illegal sentences, allow sentences to run past their maximum date, or failing to swiftly address cases remanded to her by higher courts. This summer, Brinkley, who is black, filed a gender and racial discrimination complaint against two supervising judges on the court, both of whom are also black women. And earlier this month, she turned to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, seeking to reverse the decision to reassign her cases, saying in a petition that it raises unwarranted suspicions about her integrity and performance. Courthouse observers have been left stunned by the dispute, which represents more than just a messy fight between elected officials. Judges hold a unique position in the criminal justice system, with vast authority over cases that affect the lives of defendants and victims. At least one prominent stakeholder supported Brinkley's reassignment. Keisha Hudson, chief of the Defender Association of Philadelphia, said she was very encouraged that judges in leadership were working to address complaints about Brinkley that lawyers in her office have been voicing for years. Hudson said, "We have long raised concerns about Judge Brinkley, concerns in terms of judicial temperament and cases on an individual basis." End quote. Since Brinkley's transfer, Hudson said her office and prosecutors have begun reviewing about 120 sentences that Brinkley imposed over the last 2 decades that they believe should be reconsidered because they are grossly excessive. She did not offer details about specific cases and said the process is in its early stages. A lawyer representing her, Gary Green, said Brinkley could not comment on cases she had overseen due to judicial conduct rules, but that her recent petition represents Judge Brinkley's confidence in Pennsylvania's highest court. A spokesperson for the First Judicial District said judicial leaders could not comment on the situation. Brinkley, 66, is no stranger to controversy. Elected to the bench in 1993, she has a courtroom demeanor that some describe as cantankerous and has a reputation for imposing stiff penalties on defendants. In 2017, she sentenced Meek Mill to 2 to 4 years in prison for violating his probation in a 9-year-old drug and gun case, a decision that led to widespread outcry from a mix of celebrities and elected officials. Mill was ultimately freed over questions about the validity of his initial arrest. She has also faced questions away from the spotlight. In 2019, after Brinkley jailed a man for failing to pay about $1,900 in court costs, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ordered him released due to what it called egregious error. Still, it wasn't until the recent clash with judicial leadership, especially Lucretia Clemens, the supervising judge of criminal courts, that Brinkley's portfolio of criminal cases came under threat. Brinkley and Clemens have long had a frosty relationship, something Brinkley acknowledged in her petition to the Supreme Court and attributed to differing judicial philosophies. Brinkley describes herself as a traditionalist, while she says Clemens has expressed views favoring leniency. I am Pistol Buzz. That was Everything Philadelphia, brought to you by Philadelphian TV, sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com.
I'm gonna sing, yeah, you know.